Hi guys, welcome to Mafia 3. I figured it had been a while since I made a video, mainly because of lack of time and just lack of quiet time, mainly. And since I've been really enjoying Mafia 3 this last week or so, I figured it might be a nice idea to just do a little roaming video like I did in a few other games like GTA 5 and Skyrim and Minecraft, and probably more that I forget. So there's no real objective in this video, just this is where I am now, all the way at the bottom of the map. And what I'd like to do is end up somewhere up here at one of these docks. I don't know how long that's going to take. I didn't time it beforehand, so I don't know how quickly you actually get from one side of the map to the other. I think I'm gonna do part of it by car, since I have this lovely vehicle. I don't even know where I got it. I think I just stole it off of somebody. It's a pretty sporty car. I don't actually know. Okay. Probably best to leave the radio off. So let's vaguely set a marker to here. I'm not specifically going to follow the GPS route, but just so I roughly know where I need to end up. This is a pretty fast car, but I'm not going to drive like a maniac. Probably should have gotten a closed top car. It's one thing I kind of miss, because I think it's pretty standard for games these days to have a function where you can open and close the roof like you can in GTA 5, but you can't in Mafia. I bought this game, I think, somewhere in March of this year. Well, obviously. I forget when the game was released, but I think it was somewhere close to the end of 2016. For a long time I was on the fence about getting it or not getting it, because I really enjoyed Mafia 1 back in the day, and mainly based on that and on some early gameplay footage that I'd seen of Mafia 3. That's why I kind of wanted to get it, but I wasn't sure. But I finally did decide to get it. and it's been kind of a mixed thing. In general, the game isn't that very well received, because many people seem to think that that was not my fault. Many people seem to think that it's not a good game and that it's not, or that it's not as good as it could have been, and that there are many things that they rushed and that are not completely finished. And I think I'd have to agree with that, because even though I don't want to be that guy who moans about graphics and whatnot, sometimes you do feel like they kind of not completely finished the game and just didn't take their time to make it look as good as it could have. Like mainly the textures on trees. If you're just driving around, you can see that they don't look especially great, while other parts of the visuals do look really good, like the water and the puddles on the road, and the in the cutscenes, like the cutscenes look really nice and really lifelike, in my opinion. I am using a program called Reshade to make it look nicer, because I remember it being kind of underwhelmed at first because it looked very blurry and kind of like an old game. And I read that that was intentional, that they actually wanted to make it look old because the game is set in the past, like in the 50s and 60s. I forget which year exactly, but not too long after the Vietnam War, which I don't remember when that was specifically. Probably wasn't in the 50s, like probably more 60s, 70s. But anyway. Actually, I think I am gonna try and follow the GPS, because I think it's gonna take a while to walk from my map marker all the way north to the shore. So yeah, I played it quite a bit when I first got it, but then I got out of it, I think mainly because I had other games I wanted to focus on, like Horizon and Steep and all those games. And so I didn't play it for a few months. But then recently I decided to give it another proper go. Because I do remember playing it very briefly a few times in these last few months, but never more than 5 or 10 minutes. Just because it didn't feel very nice to play. But now that I have given it a proper go, it's really great again. And it's funny how it can change like that. My biggest gripe with the game is that it feels like there's a lot to do, but that not that much of it is actually very meaningful, or it's just stuff you can do because you can do it, but not to serve a greater purpose or whatever. Right, that was the marker, so let's park. This is not a car I can order. So if you go in here, these are the cars you can have delivered straight to you. But yeah, I prefer the exotic class vehicles. The sports class ones are a bit uncontrollable usually. Anyway. I don't really need to set a marker, map marker. As long as I can keep heading north, that's really all that matters. Soak in a bit of the atmosphere. So you play as... What a ladies' man. You play as Lincoln Clay, who is a Vietnam War veteran. And he returned to his hometown of New Bordeaux, which is based on New Orleans. Or Nolans, as if I think they say. I don't do the accent very well. And long story short, you get mixed up in all kinds of mobster business. Trying to keep the city safe and to avenge people who killed what was like a father to you. Like, see, the water looks really nice. It's maybe some of the most proper, realistic looking water I've seen in a game. But then other stuff just doesn't look that great, especially in the not the proper cutscenes, but more like the in-game cutscenes. They often don't look that nice, but well, let's not keep nagging about details. So you have all these districts that need cleansing, if you will. And along the way you meet certain people who become your underbosses, and to whom you can assign districts as you take them over.
How you doing?
I really like the music. I don't really want to have it on. Like I didn't have it on in the little car ride we had because I think it would be too distracting, but it's really good music. The radio music in GTA games is always really good because they pay I'm guessing they pay a ton of money for copyright stuff and for the rights to use all that music in a game. And the music in this game is kind of like that, but it's just more specific in genre. Because it's either really classic rock like Steppenwolf and Cream, and then the main other genre is like more soul stuff. And the Supremes and Sam Cooke or Sam and Dave, I'm not sure. And the cars look great too, in my opinion. I'm not a huge car nut, but I do like classic cars. Even cars like this. It's kind of like a Beetle, but it's not. I hope this isn't. Yeah. Kind of undershot my goal. Or overshot. I don't know. I mean, I'm already at the northern shore. So we'll just roam around a bit longer. Okay. There is a lot of racism in the game. Intentionally so, because it's just part of that era. I remember at the start of the game there was a little note from the developers that there is a lot of racism and just racist talk, racist behavior in general in the game, and that they don't mean to insult anyone, that it was just to capture the vibe of those decades. There are a few missions where you have to fight the clan, as in the Ku Klux Klan. No colored allowed. But there is something in here I'd like to snatch, not snitch. Throughout the city you have these Playboy magazines you can collect. And one thing I can do is if you use this.
Need help getting away from the pigs and Tickfall.
You got it.
Get your ass out of here.
Okay. I didn't want to risk him calling the cops for something stupid as that. There are 3 underbosses. Cassandra, Vito, and Burke. And each of them has specific favors or like abilities you can use. Like Cassandra has the one I just used, the police dispatcher. Vito has the hit squad, which is just a bunch of a couple of people who fight for you. Maybe that's a Burke thing. I think it is. And this is the, yeah, this is a favor from Cassandra, which disables telephones, and then just a few more things. Maybe not that interesting. Like the phone calls are useful if you, or the phone dispatchers are useful if you want to avoid people calling the cops, which they tend to do. Communist propaganda. This is obviously a jump, which I'll have to remember. I don't think these count as collectibles the way they do in I think all GTA games. At least all the later ones have that, where you have to make certain jumps as collectibles. I don't think it works like that in Mafia. It does go into slow-mo view, like a cinematic slow-mo thing. I hope you can't hear the neighbors upstairs. Yeah. Speaking of upstairs neighbors, perhaps I should briefly explain why I haven't been able to focus on videos. Because there always seems to be something or some reason why I can't make videos as often as I would like. But the main reason is that my girlfriend and I, or well, yeah, we broke up just over a month ago. Friday the 13th of October, no less. And yeah, that was just, well, obviously it was kind of a rough few weeks after that. Everything is fine now, but we broke up on good terms, and we still are on good terms, and we'd like to keep it that way because it would just be a shame if we, you know, if we became enemies or whatever. That's not at all how we see things. But it did mean that I had to move, because as you may or may not know, wow, particularly racist slur. Yeah, to get back to my my little Ramble. We were living together for a while, but obviously I couldn't keep living there if we weren't together anymore. So we agreed that I would be moving out because I wasn't paying any rent, because I was still looking for a job. Which, you know, it was an uncomfortable position to be in. But that meant I had to move back into, or move in with my dad again. So I lived with my dad for about 2 weeks, or I think exactly 2 weeks. But I couldn't keep living there because it was, you know, emotionally it just wasn't a good place to be for me. So I am now living with my mom for 3 or 4 weeks, I think. And it's much better here. Like, I feel much more at ease here. But there still is the thing about finding work. And until I find something, like until I'm self-sustained, or however you say it, until then I can't really go live on my own, because there would be bills to pay and rent to pay and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to stick around here. Hopefully not too much longer, but we'll see how it goes. Anyway, sorry if that was kind of a depressing little speech. This would be the kind of place where I would hang out if, you know, if a spot like this existed in real life close to home. Just hang out on these steps. I don't think there are alligators here. I think they only live in the southern swampy part of the map. I bought the Mafia 1 and 2 games a few days ago. People are so loud sometimes. In real life and in the game.
The secret to good gumbo? Always let it boil with the bones.
I don't know how long Mafia 1 has been on Steam for. I think it's only very recently. Because I actually still have the disc version from what year was it? Like 2004, 2005-ish. But I don't think that worked as it should. I do remember installing it and trying it, but I think there was some kind of problem because of which it didn't work properly anymore. So I was planning to buy Mafia 2 anyway, because I heard that was the best one in the series. Sorry that there's been yet another jump in the footage, but I got attacked again. Had to make an escape in this little dinghy. I had 2 tires shot out. I got away in the end. So as I was saying, I was planning to buy Mafia 2. I was just waiting for a sale on Steam. And as it happened, there was a general sale. I don't know if it's still going, but there was like a big sale on many games, including Mafia 2. And incidentally, there was a bundle for the 3 Mafia games. So I just got that, and I don't know if I got a discount because I already owned Mafia 3. Like, I don't know if that game was still accounted for. But it was maybe 9 or 10 euros for both games, Mafia 1 and 2. And that's not a bad deal, I think. I also got Fallout New Vegas, which is a game I have tried before. Oh, I thought I could get onto the bridge from here, but I can't. I did own Fallout New Vegas in the past on PS3, but again, as you may or may not know, well, what can you do? Yeah, I sold my PS3 and all my PS3 games a while ago. And when I tried Fallout New Vegas, I forget when it was, maybe 2014 or 15. I didn't like it at all back then, which kind of surprised me because I was sure I was going to like it. But maybe it was because it was on console and because the controls were confusing. Like, I remember struggling with the Pip-Boy and how to actually use it with the controller. Dumb as that may sound, it was just kind of frustrating. And I kept getting killed by pretty much everything.
What you doing in this part of town?
So I kind of gave up on it for then, and I mean, with the intent of trying it again after a few years. But then I ended up selling it along with my other games. But that game was on sale for not even €4, I think, for just the base game. There's no DLCs. And that was just too good of a deal to pass up. So maybe once I get the hang of it, and if I think it's a good game to make videos of, it's very likely I'll be doing one of those, or one of these free roam videos in Fallout. I installed it today, which for you is maybe 2 or 3 days ago, depending on when I upload this. And I'm past the intro, so all my special points are distributed, and the 2 skills I can use, and my character creation thing, which tends to take way too long, but it didn't. Kind of have to force myself to not spend too much time making a character. Where exactly am I? Okay. I never noticed this part of the map. Kind of looks like maybe a part of a map that's only going to be available during one or a few missions. I apologize if this video was a bit unstructured, because whenever I do decide to record videos, I never have anything prepared about what to talk about, or even what game to play.
Open your eyes, why don't you?
So I just kind of, I always tend to wing it with these videos. Just decide a game and talk about whatever comes to mind, be it the game itself or just real life stuff, which I hope is not too boring or just difficult to listen to. He seems pretty pissed. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Let's head up to the shack there to end the video. Should be able to get inside. Not sure how. Oh, okay. These things are used to tap into phone lines or something. I don't know exactly what they do, but you can hack certain electrical boxes or whatever they are, and then you can listen to enemy conversation. Oh. just take this Playboy for my collection. Okay. I'm fairly sure there are things I was going to talk about but forgot. But I guess that's gonna have to wait. Oh, alligator. Do not want to mess with those. So yeah, this is going to be the end of this particular video. I hope you found it at least mildly relaxing or entertaining. My little peruse through New Bordeaux. I hope you have a good night if you're watching this at night, or a good day if you're watching this in the morning or during lunch, whatever. And I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.